works.
Okay, so what the Entrepreneur Connect is me, Dewana, and Nisha, who will be here shortly, we created a group of elite professionals in the city to be able to rebrand, rebuild, and connect other entrepreneurs with resources that we felt like were lacking. So some of those things will be professional 4K commercials, professional photography and headshots and body shots, professional actual product shots, social media presence, which is why we have Kendra Kinshay on our team. Of course, she has 24 million views. We just really wanted to bring together an elite team of people to be able to take businesses not only here in Louisville, but nationally to the next level. And we felt like that there was there's a space missing there.
So essentially what you're saying is you're enhancing the marketing and you're bringing folks together to heighten their product or services and get them out on a
national platform.
And yes, that is what we're looking to do.
All right. So what was the brainchild behind this idea? What made you? Because you guys are all from different walks of life, right? You professionally, you do.
I do taxes.
You do taxes.
What's your name? Okay.
Shauna Mickens.
Okay.
Shauna Mickens, and
I'm a salon owner.
Your name is?
Dewana Clarkson.
Dewana Clarkson. You're a salon owner. And the third party is?
Nisha.
Tanisha Bishop.
I know Tanisha.
Yeah, Tanisha. Yeah.
Okay, so the goal is for you guys to bring business owners together and enhance their marketing and productivity. So how would you do that? Explain to me how you do that.
Okay, so one of the things we would do, so we actually have a couple of clients on the table right now. One of them we aren't able really to discuss. We have a non-disclosure going on, but they do have a multi-million-dollar build-out happening, and we're in negotiations to see if they 100% want to work with the Entrepreneur Connect. But what we would do essentially is we would go in and we would assess the business and look at what level that they're at. Once we went in and we saw where they're at, then we would say, okay, we feel that you need, we would let them discuss what they feel that they need in their business, and then we would give them an observation of what we felt that they need. Then we'll present a proposal. That proposal could look like me coming in and saying, hey, you know, we don't feel like your social media presence is up to par. You need to be posting 3 times a day. You need to be doing this. You need to have this type of content. You need to have something this uniform. It could be, hey, we don't feel that your commercials are, they may not even have commercials,
right.
Or, you know, so it's like, hey, you don't even have any, and videos are what make you real. So that's the first thing. It could be that, you know, they don't even have any videos or commercials. So we say, hey, we want to come in, we want to give you, you know, excellent quality. The guys that we have on our team are excellent. Their editing is unmatched. And we just really...
so basically giving them everything that they don't have to enhance their business.
Correct. And so they wouldn't have to do anything but run the business. So I actually had 2 Liberty Tax franchises. I became a franchise with them back in 2013. And when I was doing it, I was working 18 hours a day. I would literally, first person to come, first person to leave. I have to be the person at the end of the day to stay and process all of the tax returns. Well, when I was doing that, I was lacking in my business. I couldn't market effectively, even though I did all these different initiatives. I couldn't think of anything past taxes, because I was the worker, the entrepreneur, I was the laborer, I was the manager, I was everything. And that's what happens when we start our businesses. Like, we're the everything person, and it's hard to do everything. So I'm like, let us come in and help alleviate some of that burden. Let me come in and say, hey, we can handle these things for you. We can handle your social media. You don't have to be great at this. We can handle your photography or your videos. You don't have to be great at this.
So y'all handle individuals' social media?
With the KK social media with Kendra Kinshay, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so she'll do all the posting and everything else. So the only thing you have to do is just go check it out and like it and share it or whatever the case may be. Or do she do all of that also?
She will literally take over. It depends on what package they choose.
Okay.
So there are different levels. So if they want her to completely take it over, that can happen for them. And we would just put them in a place to say, hey, we need to get with you to do, you know, interviews or to do certain things to create content. And we would just align all of those things for them. They just have to be present.
Well, and look, it's a great idea, because I think what a lot of business owners don't understand is that when you're thinking about, like you said, you were working 18 hours doing your Liberty Tax thing, and when you're thinking about providing a business or service, you're thinking about saving money, right? But the thing you don't think about most is that time is also money as well. So if you're able to delegate some of those jobs out to different people, and it frees up more time, it gives you more time to make money or to do whatever it is that you need to do as well. You can knock out 10 tasks as opposed to knocking out 1 or 2, like you said, just doing tasks. So it's a needed service. It's a needed service. So how do people become involved with the Entrepreneur Connect?
Well, we do have a website, theentrepreneur.connect.com, or they can go to thewomenconnect.com, and they can go on there. We have a 15-minute free initial consult, and then we have like different levels of consult packages if they want to do like over the phone, if they want face-to-face, or if they want to like include some of the team members that we have.
Okay, so typically there's a free 15-minute consult. Typically, how much what's that worth? Because people want to know nowadays, we're giving out a free consult or whatever. So to let them know the value of the product they're receiving, what would you say a consult is worth?
I would say that a consult is worth, really, I think it's invaluable, because some people, they don't even, like, they're not even thinking on the level that we're thinking on. They can't even see past their day-to-day activities. So for somebody to come in and say, hey, I'm going to give you these different ideas and implement them for you, or help you to implement them, and it's something that's going to increase your sales. Because another thing, we have a business analyst in our group, and he works for Procter & Gamble, and he is really good at saying, hey, you need to remove these products, you need to add these products due to the market study. This is not something that is, this doesn't make sense for your business model. So we offer more than just the aesthetic. We also we'll look over, your product selections, what you offer, what you're doing, and the books.
Okay. Right, because that can be a problem. Because say, for example, you have a business and you have maybe videos doing your advertising or certain other means of advertising, right? But in doing that, you may be advertising to a demographic that's not particularly yours. So someone like you guys can come in and say, well, hey, these videos are great, but they're geared toward an audience that isn't your particular demographic, right? And I think a lot of people may not realize or understand that. So that's where you come in and let people know, look, this is a great video, but it's not hitting your target demo, and maybe you need to craft or create a video, or let some of our experts come in and create a video that's targeting your niche demo, and it should be productive in more sales and more service calls.
Yes, 100%.
Hey, well, sounds good. Well, look, I saw a video, and the video, I just clicked on it. I didn't go in the link to see what I need to do. I think it was kind of an older video, but I saw a video where you got to buy Starbucks for a whole month, right? Look, I'm drinking coffee right now. What was the promo with the free Starbucks?
Okay, so what we did, a lot of people didn't actually sign up properly, so we didn't get to give away Starbucks some days. So we said we're going to give away Starbucks for the rest of the month of November. Okay. And we started, and it was just something that we really wanted to get Entrepreneurs Day started right. Who doesn't want a nice Starbucks, frap? Yeah. I love that chocolate chip.
I feel you. So to enter, what do people need to do? First, follow directions, right?
Yes, that's the first thing. What they were supposed to do is they were supposed to actually share the video. They were supposed to tag our group and Starbucks, and what was the other thing?
And answer any questions.
Oh, and then answer. We were doing a trivia, so the trivia was to actually introduce our team. So they were supposed to answer their trivia questions.
Like know who you are, know your name, what type of business you're, whatever trivia questions you put up, right?
Right, okay. But we tried to make them easy and stuff that was actually in the group on Facebook, but we didn't get a lot of participation. I said maybe I need to do target cards next time.
No, look, that's a sign that people may need to join the Entrepreneur Connect, because if these were business owners that were actually clicking on the video, right, and they weren't following the instructions, that's step number one. If you're not following instructions on a Facebook post, you may not be following the proper instructions when it comes to marketing your business. So many people, I think people jump into business and it's great. I'm a huge promoter and believer in entrepreneurship, especially for Black people. And that's a totally different conversation that we can have later. But I think that, in short, as African Americans, our culture has has put an emphasis on the traditional, going to college, getting a job, and making someone else rich, right? And every other culture that you see, their culture is based upon being a producer instead of being a consumer. Mm-hmm. So we make money and spend money with other people, while other people target their products towards us, right? And we spend a lot on products, and as Black people, often, I say we control the cool. We control the cool factor. Whether people like it or not, we control the cool factor globally. And Black people, especially American Blacks, if American Blacks deem something as hot, trendy, cool, or whatever, the rest of the world follows that lead. Unfortunately, we're not always the financial benefactors of our coolness. Everyone else is cashing in on our coolness. So it's important that we cash in on our own.
And that's the thing. I think that it's a learned skill, though. We've learned to be in that sunken place.
To be consumers.
Yes,
Yeah.
because when I've always kind of had an entrepreneur spirit. I started my first LLC and didn't know what I was doing when I was 19.
Right.
And I always knew that I wanted to own something. But what I will say that I think was a good thing, I worked at Papa John's corporate for 5 years.
Okay.
Well, that gave me, and I've worked at other corporate offices, but I feel like that gave me the best corporate experience because I learned about people stabbing you in the front, not just in the back. And I got to see it, you know, head on. And with that time, that allowed me to bring that into entrepreneurship as well, though. The skills that I learned there, the skills like to be able to network and to politic, but not only that, to see their structure, how you do run a $1 billion company. And I think that what people are missing when they do become entrepreneurs is they don't understand how business really runs.
Right.
So when you don't understand business, you're kind of like making it up as you go. You know, and that's a lot
Fill in the blanks.
yeah, and that's what I see a lot with businesses and entrepreneurship is that you're making it up as you go because no one's taught us.
Right.
You know, and so I actually have a book coming out. It should be out either February or March. It's going to be with BK Publishing. And it's an entrepreneur guide. It's called 31. It's an entrepreneur guide. And what I've done is I've compiled steps to start a business without using LegalZoom. And it gives you all of the things that I feel that you need to be a successful entrepreneur. I give tax advice. I give motivation. Like I really just talk about different things that happened to me because I learned that entrepreneurship is not this perfect journey. Like I went in like googly eyed, like yes, Lord, I'm gonna be a millionaire. That's what I thought. I was like, I'm gonna start my tax businesses. I'm gonna be on millions and this and that. Oh, it didn't happen anything like that. I started my business literally 30 days after I signed the lease. I had a sign on my sign saying that the building was up for auction. Now, I just gave you a deposit. I signed a 3-year lease, and my building's going up to the auction next month.
Happy to be with a restaurant, but it's another story. Go ahead.
Yes, and so what happened is now that I know that anytime that I'm going to look for a building, and whether I'm going to lease it, I'm going to purchase it, buy it, try to do anything, I need to look that property up. But people aren't going to do leases or going to think that someone that's a prominent person in the community is going to lease you a building that they literally don't even own
Oh, they
anymore.
absolutely will.
Yeah, they absolutely will.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so what I've done is I've taken all those experiences and I've put those into my book to let people know, hey, you need to be looking for these things. Because there's a lot of ideas and concepts that we just don't know about because we haven't lived it yet.
Right.
And I feel like that my scenarios have been, you know, aligned, you know, so other people don't have to endure it.
Right. And another thing as well, look, also, I was talking about this with my girlfriend last night. We have another partner, she's not here today, Tiandra Robinson. And Tiandra has said, this is another thing that happens in business. Tiandra and myself have sat down with a few different business owners or prospective business owners, and just sitting around brainstorming and shooting ideas about things that we may want to collab with different people on. Right? Nothing concrete, nothing etched in paper, no contract. Just like we're doing now, brainstorming, right? But it may be a great idea. I've seen several of those people walk away from those meetings, take those ideas that we have discussed in the meeting, call it something different, and create a business doing that. So I told Tiandra now, and it's one of my best friends, I love her to death, and I told her, I said, look, no more discussing ideas with other people, because people will take, people that you think are your friends, or even through business that are business, maybe not a friend, but associates that you think you respect. Even though it's all fair, I guess, in business, but to be a shady behavior, right? And someone will take your idea and act like, will come to you and get all the advice, all the information, the structure, the format, take it and run with it, and then tag you in it. They're bold now, social media, tag you in it and ask for your advice. And I personally had that happen a couple times with me, and I've seen it all happen to Tiandra on several cases, right? So I want to choke her sometimes and be like, look,
that's why you make them sign the non-disclosure.
Well,
100%.
right, and or even just sometimes sharing an idea. Today we're in a social media era. Sometimes people just want to share something that they, you can't share everything that pops in your brain, right? And someone will take your idea and run with it and not even acknowledge that the idea came from you. You know what I mean? So it's just things in business you need to learn. And I consider, I just knew lease in life that there are no mistakes, just lessons. So, I mean, don't be angry, pick your feet up, dust your shoulders off, take it as a lesson, don't let it happen again, and keep on moving.
And that's what being an entrepreneur is about.
Yeah.
You know, because you're going to go through adversity, but the reward is very rewarding. You just have to keep going. Because as soon as you feel like giving up, that is when the pot of gold is there. That is when the end of the storm with that rainbow is right there. You just got to keep going.
So do y'all work with local musicians and artists and things of that nature also?
100%, yes.
Okay, I'm just curious if they offer this beautiful
This service, right?
yeah, it's beautiful
We
service.
have no cap on who we service.
Yeah, I'm saying why artists reached out to you if y'all control social media. Y'all got this video, so y'all got all these wonderful.
Somewhat of a new service, right?
Yes, we just introduced ourselves at the Omni on October the 27th. We got a proclamation from the mayor's office declaring October the 27th as Entrepreneur Connect Day. So y'all need to be on the lookout for it.
We need to get us a day, man. Everybody come freak out a day, man. We need a day.
Look, we can help y'all with that.
So to be clear for everyone, the Entrepreneur Connect, if you sit down, have a free consult with the group, you'll analyze their business.
The free consults over the phone.
Oh, the free consult. Okay, the free consult's over the phone. So no sitting down in person, people. But the free consult is over the phone.
Hold on. So why can't we sit down and have a discussion over tea?
Oh, you gotta pay for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta pay for
15 minutes,
that. Well, that probably won't be 15 minutes if we're sitting down, right?
Right.
But the free 15-minute consult's over the phone. If it goes any further from there, you'll look over the business, analyze the business, see where they're at now. Give some ideas about how they can be more effective, and not just your personal ideas. You have a team behind you of people that specialize in marketing, people that specialize in video, people that specialize in business analyzation. So from there, people sit down and decide this is something they want to do, and hopefully move forward and take their business to the next level.
Yes, correct.
Did I sum it up right?
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Can I run down my team?
Go ahead.
So we have, as one of our photographers, we have Eric Branch. We have Albert Jones as one of our photographers. We have Gregory Johnson as one of our videographers. We have Michelle Ignacio as our graphic designer. We have Kendra Kinshay as our social media expert. We have Tia Mao. People think her name is Tia Mayo, but it's Tia Mao as our makeup artist. We have, we have Veronica Gentry as one of our stylists. We have Nika B as one of our stylists. We have Darnell Colley as one of our videographers. We have Ace McGill as one of our, as our business analyst. And then there is me, Shauna Mickens, there is Dawana Clarkson, and then Tanisha Bishop. Hi, you look beautiful.
Say hi to Tanisha. Tanisha just walked in the building. This is another one of my favorite people in the city. Me and Tanisha have collabed on a couple things before. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having us.
I think last time you came up, we were somewhere else, right?
Yes, we were.
Yeah, so how you doing? So you're just a part of everything. Look, and I've been seeing you share in the group. And you know what? I didn't even connect. I didn't connect the two at the time. And you know what? It was like 2 days ago. And I kept seeing you share. And I'm like, she must be an admin in this group. And it's not me not paying attention. I get so much interaction sometimes on social media. Sometimes it's just overwhelming and I see so much. But now I put two and two together and
Yes.
the group is part of the collective.
Yes, it is.
All right, so look, so we got a gist of how this works, right? Tell me, how did you three ladies come together?
Well, some time ago, I started a networking kind of group for the hair industry called Shop Talk, and I had such a big response with that as far as bringing different stylists together and barbers to talk about things such as financial wealth, just kind of in investments and stuff like that. So it kind of grew a little bit to where other entrepreneurs was interested in, you know, some of the guest speakers that I was bringing in, and they wanted to, basically they wanted to kind of expand outside the beauty industry.
Okay.
So Shauna and I, which she's been a long time client of mine, we had came up with the concept of doing something that was bigger than Shop Talk. And also Dewana, she used to work at my salon about a year ago, and we've always had a vision as far as creating different things from behind the chair. So that's how we all kind of came together. We basically had the same visionary as far as being able to connect with other entrepreneurs and, you know, just trying to advance and take them to the next level, basically. So.
Yes, Nisha had a great concept with Shop Talk, and I saw an opportunity. I'm like, this is not just for barbers and beauticians, you know, this is for everybody. You know, when I went to her first event, I was really impressed. I was really impressed with the caliber of people she had there. I was like,
you should be all over the place.
yeah, I was like 500 people should be in here getting this information. I was like,
all
no.
over the place. I ain't mad.
But I didn't feel that the stylist, I didn't feel like the community was supporting her as they should. When I saw the caliber of it, I'm like, why is this not packed in here? And that's one of the things that sometimes with Louisville, I'm like, we have to do better. When people are bringing that heat, when they bringing information that you need to come get it. Support.
Yeah.
You know, support. I mean, her event, literally back then, the tickets were $10, $15.
They're not 10 to 15 anymore.
No, they're not.
If you come to the Nisha event now, the prices went up, baby.
Yes.
But she's popping like that. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen it from the annual galas to just everything you do, I guess, is kind of from an entrepreneurial standpoint.
Yes, definitely.
Which we talked about that before you got in here. Now my dream, which I don't know how real this will be, but my dream is that you're a stylist. And being a stylist, I don't know, if I had to guess, I would say, even when it comes to barbers, but in our community, I'll say 90% of the people that come through your chair are people that look like you, right? African Americans that come through your chair, right?
Yes.
And I understand the business, I understand how we're blackballed on that side, but I would like to see our products come from African Americans as well, right? So we come to African Americans to get our hair done, but we purchase the hair products from another group, right? And I just think that, and I'm not disrespecting any other group. Hey, if you were able to get a foothold in that group and lock the thing down, shout out. I just want to see us in that place as well, where if we're installing hair or products or whatever on our people, there should be an option to buy from our people as well, because often, and like I said, no disrespect to the people that are supplying the products, but often you'll see these industries move into, or these companies move in our communities, right? And they come in, they get our money, and they bounce. There's not a reinvestment in the community they make money in. They're not spending money in the community. They don't even live in our community, right? So, and like I said, no disrespect to them. I just want to see us capitalize on us like everyone else seems to capitalize on us.
Yes, yes.
So it's kind of one of my pet peeves out here. I mean, I don't know. I guess you can just keep speaking it into the air, and hopefully people start to get the spirit. I think sometimes when you say it, people think you're attacking, and I'm not. I'm just saying that when it comes to, you guys are all about business, right? So you know the model. When it comes to African Americans, and say we get a weekly paycheck, and say your paycheck is 12, 13, 15, whatever it is, right? When you start looking at your expenditures or your bills, right, 80% of our money goes out of our community as soon as we get it. When you're paying your rent, when you're buying this, when you're shopping, and every other community, they seem to recycle the dollar in their community within their own before it actually leaves. Ours leaves as soon as we cash the check. It's going outside of our community, and that our communities are suffering, and then we have to ask other people, hey, can you come in and help build our community? Can you help put a community to, you know what I mean? And we can do that ourselves if we empower each other.
I think that they need help because we don't know. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to create it.
School is baby.
The case that I went to last week where Master P was talking, I have a video, there's some footage I'm going to show on our YouTube, and literally he said, do y'all know how many people are in the space? Like when you walk into a convenience store, how many products are made by black people?
Almost none.
The answer is one. It's rap snacks.
Right.
Literally one.
Hits.
Yes.
Right.
There's literally nothing else.
Right.
And now what they're trying to do is they're trying to get other entrepreneurs together to be able to teach them how to manufacture their own products, to put them in that space. And those are the things that we need. We need the leaders out here to put us into that space. We need them to show us the process because they made a lot of the processes hard for us to be able to get in.
Right. And not only, and I hear this complaint, right? And it's a legitimate complaint. I hear the complaint that people say, well, okay, I'm not just spending black because they're black. It has to be a quality product. It has to be competitive pricing. It has to be this, that, and the other, right? And I agree. And that's where you guys come in at because it's not just about owning a business. It's knowing how to operate a business. So we don't need black people in the space of being entrepreneurs that don't know how to conduct business on the highest level. Because I want to shop with you, but I want to shop with you and shop with you on the same level that I'm shopping with every other group. I don't want to come to a black person and get a subpar service. So we need to learn the business behind running a business, and then we're taking off from there. But we have to get you guys out of here for now. Our time is up. Before we leave, can you give people your information, how to connect with the group, your personal information, your social media, and all that jazz?
Yes, I am Nisha, also known as Versa Styles. I'm on Instagram at Mrs. Versa Styles, MRS_Versa Styles, and also the Entrepreneurs Connect. We can be reached on there as well. Our email address is info@thewinnersconnect.com. You can also visit our website at theentrepreneursconnect.com as well.
It's theentrepreneursconnect.com.
The entrepreneur. Don't forget the.
Yeah.
All right, ladies, we thank you guys for coming in. We'll circulate as much of this information we can on our social media pages and as well as our personal social media pages. And again,
we're going to get in for one of them consults so we can take Urban Voices to the next
Oh,
level.
yes.
there we go.
Yes.
There we go. So thank you, ladies, for coming in. And as always, tune in to Urban Voices every Saturday afternoon.